Now, we wondered if you wanted to come back for a party on the Friday or leave on the Friday before.
Whatever.
Okay, well, again, thanks very much, David.
Don't make me redundant.
5 weeks ago, I was on annual leave and I got a WhatsApp message from my manager saying I had to call her before 11 a.m. because a company email was going out. I knew immediately in my gut what was going to happen. I was informed that I was part of a number of people now at risk of being made redundant in my company. She ended the phone call saying, "I hope you can enjoy the rest of your holiday." I actually logged straight onto my company's Slack and started working, but not officially working, because I wanted to be online and present and just generally around in case anything else happened that day. And then some pretty heavy depression set in. It's weird because as an actor, I'm used to rejection, very used to rejection, but this felt different. It wasn't like an audition or an interview where you accept that is potential failure, part of the whole process of going up for something. This was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm redundant. And I think the word redundancy has a lot of connotations to it. You know, you kind of think things like, my job doesn't need to be done, but I'm busy every day. I wasn't in the first round of redundancies. There had actually been a couple rounds of redundancies before my role was at risk, and my role hadn't been affected yet. When it was happening to people around me, you're kind of on two sides of the fence. Either you're in it and you're looking at people staying, thinking how lucky they are, or you're looking at people leaving and thinking how lucky they are, sometimes. Sometimes you're just desperate to keep your job because you love it. As I've mentioned before, I'm an actor, so whilst I did love my job, working in an office has never been a dream of mine. I've always had a slightly anarchic feeling when it comes to 9-to-5s, thinking one day, wouldn't it be great to quit and be off the grid?
You could go off the grid. You could be an outlaw.
I'm not really someone who goes off the grid, Nick. Woohoo!
I'm off the grid.
The funny thing about being off the grid is when you're actually off the grid, you remember those plans you had to buy a house, get a mortgage, and feed your gorgeous little doggy. My boyfriend and I were hoping to buy a house in the next few months, and now I don't have a job and I can't get a mortgage. Realistically, to get a good mortgage, I need to be in a job for at least 3 months or to have passed probation. So I'm back at square one. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're clearly not too hard up. You'll be all right. And you're correct. I will be fine. And I'm lucky to have this time to find a new job. So what am I going to do now? I have no idea. I genuinely don't know what to do. Have you ever looked on LinkedIn for jobs? It's depressing, to say the least. But I need to pay my rent. So I will reach out to recruiters and probably watch a ton more YouTube videos and maybe make a ton more. It's a realization I'm having that you should only wish to be off the grid or look at people around you who have quit if you've thought through what you're going to do next. I definitely looked at people leaving thinking they're so lucky they can travel the world, start their own business. I went to drama school to be an actor, and I've had to work 9 to 5 since graduating to pay my bills, as acting doesn't take off as quickly as you might think. So I thought maybe I could finally focus on acting full time, but you forget rent doesn't go away and you can't buy a house when you're unemployed. So it really is a double-edged sword. In a way, I'm super happy to be out of a job. Now that a month has passed, I've stopped feeling rejected and crying in my bed for 3 days, and I realised that it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There were tough days in my job, and there were moments when I thought about leaving. It's really about honouring your previous self who was stuck in that job and try to do what they wanted to do if they had had the time and freedom to do so, whilst also trying to get another job so I can finally buy that house and have somewhere to call home. I just wanted to make this video for anyone out there who has maybe lost their job or is at risk of redundancy, and to let you know that now I'm a month on the other side, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will keep having moments where you're like, what the hell am I going to do? It's a Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and everyone is at work and I'm still in bed. But you just have to think that everyone else at work at 9 a.m. probably wishes they were having a lion. So enjoy it whilst you can. Use this time to rest, feel better, and run those errands you can't do when you're at work all day. And know that there is so much out there just waiting for you, even if it doesn't seem that way right now. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Life is just a series of peaks and troughs. Yeah? And you don't know whether you're in a trough until you're climbing out or on a peak until you're coming down. and that's it. You know, you never know what's round the corner, but it's all good. You know, if you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. Do you know which philosopher said that? Dolly Parton.